I'd like to introduce Patrick Finn, our university orator, who will deliver the citation for our honorary degree recipient.
J. Ingram, please stand. Eminent Chancellor, Madam President, members of the Senate and the Board of Governors, honored guests, fellow faculty, and graduates. J. Ingram is not a cat. Whether observed or not, he will not appear as a cat. We might refer to him as a cool cat or perhaps a cat in a hat, but figures of speech offer no clues to his nature. The University of Calgary's motto invites us to lift up our eyes. We commit ourselves to the pursuit of the next idea, to the road ahead, to the star on the horizon. We are curious. We are adventurous. We are led, following Socrates, not by the idea that we will achieve wisdom, but by philosophia, the love of wisdom. The curiosity that calls us to the open road fuels discovery. On that road, J. Ingram waits for us. He is the embodiment of curiosity. We cannot know what lies ahead, but knowing that curiosity kills cats, we can be certain J. Ingram is no cat. We stand on the shoulders of giants. Bernard of Chartres' humble description of the knowledge seeker was received and refined by Sir Isaac Newton. While Bernard spoke of human frailty, Newton focused on the communal nature of inquiry. For both, the parable acknowledges that we study supported by those who precede us. J. Ingram is a different sort of giant. He does not carry us on his shoulders. He walks beside us, sharing the wonder of discovery. An award-winning author, educator, and artist, J. Ingram is best defined by philo, by love. He shares his love of wisdom with us. As a television and radio host, musician, and speaker, Mr. Ingram has reached millions, welcoming all. He unites us in exploration and a commitment to community. He cares about us and proves it by sharing his love, philosophia, the love of wisdom. Today, the University of Calgary honors J. Ingram with the Doctorate of Philosophy. The roots of the word university come from the universal, from all of us. Today, we celebrate the love of wisdom in all of us. So, do not go looking for J. Ingram among the Felids. You will not find him there. Instead, look to one of his sources of inspiration, the Beatles, who said, "In the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make." J. Ingram teaches us to carry one another with our hearts rather than on our shoulders. Eminent Chancellor, I present to you J. Ingram, whose distinguished work in science, art, communications, education, and broadcasting has energized our country, province, city, and community. On behalf of the Senate and the University of Calgary, I invite you to invest him with the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
I admit you, J. Ingram, to the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, and grant you all the rights and privileges, powers and responsibilities pertaining to that degree. Congratulations.
I acknowledge all the distinguished guests who have already been mentioned, but I'm talking to the graduands. You can listen if you like, but my message is for you. And you know, convocation addresses tend to be chock full of advice and directions that you should go in. I really have only one thing to say, and I think it's more of a suggestion than a piece of advice. And that is, from this day forward, I want all of you who are engineers to embrace the arts. And here's why. You might think that suggestion comes a little bit out of left field, but I've been lucky to be involved in the last several years with an event called Beakerhead, which is a combination of art, science, and engineering on the streets of Calgary in mid-September. If you haven't been, especially if you're an engineer now, you should go. What we're looking for, though, with Beakerhead is if you put engineering and science and art together, there should be a creative space in the middle that has hitherto been largely unoccupied, and that's the place we want to occupy. In our first year, we had a group of Schulich graduates who spent something like 1,200 volunteer hours to construct an art car, an old Mazda pickup truck that was magically transformed into a peacock. One of those students told me, you know, a lot of Schulich students come in first year with a really cool creative idea in their back pocket, and sadly, often, they graduate after 4 years and that idea is still in their back pocket, at least if they haven't washed that pair of jeans over 4 years. So I would strongly recommend you to embrace the arts, and by that I don't mean you have to take violin lessons, you don't have to learn to play the accordion or anything, but there's so much out there. There are plays, concerts, poetry readings, WordFest. There's all kinds of opportunities. And it's my feeling that, I already know you're creative because engineering does require creativity. But this is a different kind of creativity requiring a different sort of sensibility, a different approach to things, a different framework in which to see things. And I think if you go ahead from today and embrace the arts, you might be a better engineer, you might be a better person, and in whatever community you live, I think you will contribute more to that community. Now, you're probably sitting there thinking, yeah, you know, he's telling us all this, but what's he doing about it? Well, I can't tell you to embrace the arts without walking the talk, and so that's what I intend to do. I brought a few friends with me. They're going to slowly, I don't even know where they are. I look over there and I don't see them, which concerns me greatly. But they're there, and we are going to perform a slight shift, and I will conclude my address with them on the floor in front of the stage. So just hang on one sec. So these gentlemen are the Beakerhead Band. We are going to finish my address with something written by a Nobel laureate. It so happens the Nobel laureate is Bob Dylan. One thing I should warn you, in case you're not familiar with Bob Dylan songs, don't try and read something into them. They're more like a jigsaw puzzle, and every line perhaps should be taken on its own. But this song, which is called Things Have Changed, which is perfectly appropriate for all of you, has an amazing correspondence to your undergraduate career and even those of you who are postgraduate. 4 verses corresponding to 4 years as an undergraduate. The first line in each verse, to me, reflects each year of your 4 years. So the first line in the first verse, a worried man with a worried mind. Sorry about the gender it's Dylan, he can say what he wants. First line of the second verse, this place ain't doing me any good. First line of the third verse, I've been walking 40 miles of bad road. And the first line of the last verse, I hurt easy, I just don't show it. Things have changed. A worried man with a worried mind. No one in front of me and nothing behind. There's a woman on my lap and she's drinking champagne. She's got white skin and assassin's eyes. I'm looking up into the sapphire-tinted skies. I'm well-dressed, waiting on the last train. Standing on the gallows with my head in the news. Any minute now I'm expecting all hell to break loose. People are crazy and times are strange. Locked in tight, I'm out of range. I used to care, but things have changed. This place ain't doing me any good. I'm in the wrong town, I should be in Hollywood. Just for a second there, thought I saw something move. Gonna take dancing lessons, do the jitterbug rag. Ain't no shortcuts, I'm gonna dress in drag. Only a fool in here would think he's got anything to prove. A lot of water under the bridge, a lot of other stuff too. Don't get up, ladies and gentlemen, I'm only passing through. People are crazy and times are strange. Locked in tight, I'm out of range. I used to care, but things have changed. Yeah, I've been walking 40 miles of bad road. If the Bible is right, the world will explode. I've been trying to get as far away from myself as I can. Some things are just too hard to touch. The human mind can only stand so much. You can't win with a losing hand. Feel like falling in love with the first woman I meet. Putting her in a wheelbarrow and wheeling her down the street. People are crazy and times are strange. Locked in tight, I'm out of range. I used to care, but things have changed. Hurt easy, I just don't show it. You can hurt someone and not even know it. The next 60 seconds could be like an eternity. I'm gonna go down low, gonna fly high. All the truth in the world adds up to one big lie. I'm in love with a woman who don't even appeal to me. Mr. Jinx and Miss Lucy, they jumped in the lake. I'm just not that eager to make a mistake. People are crazy and times are strange. Locked in tight, I'm out of range. I used to care, but things have changed. People are crazy and times are strange. Locked in tight, I'm out of range. I used to care, but things have changed. I used to care, but things have changed.
Jay Ingram. Thank you, guys. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Dr. Ingram, for accepting this honorary degree. It's actually a great honor for us, the University of Calgary, to confer it. You are a role model as a transformational science communicator, and you're an inspiration to our graduates and our faculty as an integrator of the sciences and the arts, and also a promoter of research and learning. Thank you to the Beakerhead Band for helping out with your address today. Congratulations, Dr. Ingram.